Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to provide the tools to manifest anything. Good morning. Do you want a loving, amazing relationship? All right, get ready for this. You might have to get a piece of paper out or whatever. This is a really powerful exercise we're going to do. All right, we're going to talk about all kinds of love relationships. It's up to you what you want to choose here. So whether it's a vision board or a journal, I'd like you to really be clear on what it is you desire. So when you think about what you're going to ask for as far as relationship, I want you to write absolutely everything down. Now I want to also remind you that if you get too hung up on physical attributes, you will block yourself from meeting certain people that might be amazing. So just make sure you're not too specific to the point where, if your relationship's about just how the person looks, you got to ask yourself what that's about too, all right? This material world will never satisfy. Looks go away, people get sick, everybody gets old, there's stuff that happens to the body that's not so much fun, and you just got to deal with it, but when you get hung up on it, then you will always be unhappy because that's never going to stop. And if you think you're going to look a certain way or things are going to be a certain way forever, you're not comfortable with yourself. This has to be in check first. And then that amazing person is going to be on that frequency, and this is what I am asking you right now. So write everything down on that piece of paper or whatever you're doing about what you desire about that person. So you can pause this if you want and come back. Now the next step is, I want you to look at that list, knowing what we just talked about, and ask yourself if there's anything in there that's totally ego-driven from you. Totally ego-driven. All right, now, here's how we're going to test that. Are you all the things on that list that you just put in, other than, the physical attributes? But some of that should apply. If you want somebody who's fit, are you fit? Are you doing that? Are you asking for that because you lack it yourself and you want somebody else to make up for it? Every single thing in there, is it a complimentary request, or are you asking because it's lack in your life and you think that that is going to fix you? And this happens all the time, especially with money. People want somebody with money because it's going to give them prestige or save them. And it won't. That's a formula for disaster. Why? Those frequencies don't match. There'll be a balance that's out of whack. Are you looking for something on that list to make up for what you don't think you have already? Yeah. If that is the case, then ask yourself, circle that thing, if it's money or whatever, or you're feeling insecure, you feel like you can't be by yourself, what must you work on right now to become a whole person so that when you go out there to meet that person, they will be all of those things because they're going to be attracted to a like person that is secure, that doesn't need them for money. That's not a very good feeling. That's secure, that's not jealous, because they feel good about themselves and they totally trust you, right? Lonely. You're never going to feel lonely because you're content. You are whole and perfect. You're content on your own. You do not require that person in your life to take that loneliness. They won't go away. It won't go away, trust me. If you're feeling lonely, that has to be looked at very deeply and say, what about that loneliness can I handle right now on my own and not look to somebody else to cure that? Loneliness could just be, go out and get more friends, be more active. Sometimes people just don't want to sit around by themselves. They're not comfortable being on their own. That's okay. Go out and fill that life with amazing things, but don't look to that outside world to solve that inner lack. This is how you meet an amazing person. And I'm not going to get hung up on whether or not this is forever or not. People sometimes go different pathways. You get together to learn things, and then this person goes off in this direction, this person goes, and for me it's been amazing. But if you're looking for a lifelong partner, then that list has to be very congruent with that lifelong stability, which means that you must be a whole person who can sustain your confidence, your abundance, your security in yourself. All these things must be sustained so that no matter what happens in this relationship, you are still that solid person, high frequency. Otherwise, up the road, you're going to get really insecure when that person with the money has a lot of power and control over you, and you're not feeling good about yourself. And then you're going to feel like that money is a controlling factor in the relationship, and it is. It will be, because you went into it that way. And then people complain about it when they get out of the relationship. I'm like, you went into it for that. You didn't call the shots. That other person did. I know it's tough to hear that you have to get your act together and be a completely happy person. Most people believe that relationships will solve their problems, and it won't. And so when you're a complete person, and that match could be, any number of things. It doesn't have to be what I believe is healthy, but it must be one that doesn't require that the other person fulfill your needs. And when you can go into that space, it's going to be amazing. And I know it's easier to go out and try and get things to fix your life now, but trust me, your life is about a journey. It is not about getting money to fix something, winning the lottery. It's not about getting a person to make you happy or getting the bigger and better job to solve your problems. We have to go deep now. We have to go into this inner self and ask ourselves, what about me do I not believe is whole and perfect? And explore that and learn to be happy as an individual energy, part of the whole, so that you can contribute to that collective in a positive way, and that there's no imbalance. So look at that list and ask yourself if you are all those things, or if what you are brings a lot to the table that complements that, right? If you want somebody who's a good cook because you like to work in the kitchen and support somebody who's a good cook, you can have anything you want. You can have the most incredible relationship. Are you that person that person would want to fall in love with, that they would desire? If they are a real catch, are you the catch? You must be that which you desire. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.